My name's Davida Shinsky, and the title of this program is Live Without Limits, Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. Our purpose is to talk to you about mental health, psychology, relationships, and personal development, anything that affects you personally and keeps you from reaching your personal goals for success. And today's presentation is titled Understanding Why You Feel Lonely and 5 Powerful Strategies to Combat It. Do you feel lonely? Loneliness is an increasingly prevalent and deeply rooted emotional experience that affects millions of people worldwide. Contrary to popular belief, loneliness is not solely defined by physical isolation, but rather by a subjective sense that you are lacking meaningful connections and a sense of belonging. As social creatures, humans thrive on connection and interaction, making loneliness a significant psychological challenge to overcome. In this presentation, we delve into the intricacies of loneliness, exploring its psychological hooks, and provide 5 powerful strategies to help individuals combat this pervasive feeling and cultivate a fulfilling social life. So, understanding loneliness. Loneliness is a complex emotional state that stems from a discrepancy between an individual's desired and actual social connections. One common description of loneliness is the feeling that we get when our need for rewarding social contact and relationships is not met, said mind.org.uk. It's important to recognize that loneliness can affect anyone, regardless of their social status, age, or background. It can be triggered by various life circumstances such as relocation, relationship changes, the loss of a loved one. Loneliness can manifest as a chronic condition or a temporary feeling, but its impact on mental and physical well being should not be underestimated. According to the loneliness statistics of 2022, 29 countries participated in the survey, and 33% of adults across all of them reported that they feel lonely or experience loneliness. Psychological hooks of loneliness. The perception of social rejection. One of the psychological hooks of loneliness is the perception of social rejection. Individuals who feel lonely often interpret social cues in a negative light, believing that others are intentionally excluding or rejecting them. This cognitive bias reinforces their sense of isolation, leading to a vicious cycle of withdrawal and further loneliness. Fear of vulnerability. Loneliness can be perpetuated by a fear of vulnerability where individuals hesitate to open up emotionally due to the fear of rejection or judgment. This fear acts as a barrier, hindering the formation of genuine connections and leaving individuals feeling disconnected and alone. Negative self perception. Loneliness is closely intertwined with negative self perception. Individuals who experience chronic loneliness may develop low self esteem, feeling unworthy, or meaningful relationships. This negative self perception further hampers their ability to engage in social interactions and perpetuates their feelings of loneliness, comparison, and social media. In today's digital age, social media platforms can exacerbate feelings of loneliness. Constant exposure to carefully curated depictions of others' lives can create a distorted perception of reality, making individuals feel inadequate or socially isolated. The relentless urge to compare oneself to others can fuel loneliness and dampen their self esteem. A 2020 Cigna loneliness report found that people who are heavy social media users were more likely to report that they feel lonely than those who report moderate or light use. It seems that the heavy users are likely to feel alone, isolated, left out, and without companionship than those who spend less time on social channels, lack of social skills or opportunities. Some individuals may experience loneliness due to a lack of social skills or opportunities, difficulty initiating conversations, maintaining relationships, or finding like minded individuals can create barriers to social connection, leading to feelings of isolation. 5 powerful strategies to help you combat loneliness. Cultivate self compassion and positive self talk. Combating loneliness begins with fostering self compassion and practicing positive self talk. You can challenge negative self perceptions by consciously replacing self criticism with self acceptance and self love. Cultivating a compassionate mindset towards yourself opens doors to building genuine connections with others. Seek meaningful social connections. Actively seek out opportunities to build meaningful social connections. Join clubs, organizations, or online opportunities in communities centered around shared interests and passions. Engaging in activities that align with your personal values increases the likelihood that connecting with like minded individuals and fosters a sense of belonging. People are not likely to come to you. At some point, you will need to reach out and actively find some kind of social connection that's meaningful to you. If you volunteer once or don't like it, figure out why you didn't, then try again. Another tactic is to think about your favorite things to do: sewing, playing bridge, shopping, cooking, talking about books. There are clubs, online forums, community events, and groups for almost anything these days, but you have to put in the work to find them, to start them yourself. Simply go to your search bar and type in activity, club, or group. Practice empathy and active living. Break the cycle of loneliness by practicing empathy and active listening. Engage in meaningful conversations by showing genuine interest in others and validating their experiences by emphasizing with others. You create a reciprocal environment of understanding and support, which can alleviate feelings of loneliness. Embrace vulnerability. Overcoming the fear of vulnerability is crucial to combating loneliness. Allow yourself to be authentic and open with others, sharing your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Embracing vulnerability fosters deeper connections and builds trust, ultimately reducing feelings of isolation. Many people who talk about being lonely say they are seeking meaningful connection. This entails that some level of vulnerability needs to be reached and shared with the people you are trying to connect with. It doesn't mean that you have to lay your whole self on the table when meeting new people, but it does mean that you should work at not being guarded or trying to impress people. If you want to find some kind of deeper connection, limit social media usage. Take conscious steps to limit social media usage. Create boundaries by allocating specific times for digital engagement and focus on real world connections. Engage in activities that nurture personal growth and provide opportunities for face to face interactions, enabling genuine connections to flourish. You don't have to feel lonely forever. Loneliness is a universal human experience that significantly impacts mental and physical well being. But understanding the psychological hooks that perpetuate loneliness and implementing powerful strategies, individuals can break free from its grip. There are powerful steps to help you in combating loneliness, such as cultivating self compassion, seeking meaningful connections, practicing empathy, embracing vulnerability, and reducing social media usage. By taking action and prioritizing connections, individuals can unlock a fulfilling social life and embark on a journey towards deeper and more meaningful relationships. Remember, you are never alone. In your quest to overcome loneliness, there are thousands of people just like you looking to make a connection. And also remember this, that the the negative feelings that we have, they're things that are stuck in our heads simply by the things we've heard other people say about us. And to the point that we have internalized those negative thoughts, and internalizing those negative thoughts, what are you doing? You are perpetuating those self limiting beliefs. Therefore, it's up to you to decide how you are going to relate to them. Plus, remember this, each of us, our personality is such that we can continue to feel lonely because we're very reserved and laid back. But people that are very outgoing and can easily talk to other people, well, they they have a way of overcoming that loneliness, or rather, it's easier for them to overcome the loneliness than it is for someone who's reserved. But the last thing that I'm going to say about it is we all have these behavior patterns within us. It's just learning how to bring forth some of our weaknesses so that we can learn to interact with others and combat the loneliness that we